want to talk a little bit about the success financially of some of these events
Yeah, sure.
and talking about kind of the idea of where live auction, fund and need, and just virtual events in general are going.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably speak more to that side of things as far as the live auction, fund and need, and total amount raised.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is, there's just like all your different revenue buckets, right? And I feel like most people are getting to the same place that they did in the past. They're just getting there differently.
Sure.
So like sponsorships are holding really strong. People that want to sponsor will still sponsor. I think your sponsor benefits end up looking different, but one of the things that you can do now much easier is letting your higher level sponsors have video highlights.
I love incorporating sponsor videos
Yeah.
into either the pre-show or elements of the show if it seems appropriate, especially if it's themed and you can like really like tie it all in together.
Yeah.
It just gives the sponsors an opportunity to have, I mean, we never let our sponsors on stage at most of these
We
events.
try not to,
they're
right?
thanked. They're thanked, and they're tables and
Right.
but giving them screen time.
Yeah.
And what's great is that screen time isn't just during the live event. So it isn't just for 1 hour.
Right.
But most of the organizations are leaving their show visible online for future donations as well. And so that sponsorship is still there.
Yeah,
for
I actually just
perpetuity.
looked at just when I was logging into my YouTube channel to get this set up, and one of the events that we streamed back in September, they usually would have had about 350 people in a ballroom, and their event it's like 1,200 views, which is like way more than you. So I'm hearing that feedback from sponsors that they feel like they're getting much more exposure. I've also, we've talked about our pre-show loop. So we typically will run 15, 30 minutes of content before the main program begins. And I've actually sold airtime in that pre-show loop the same way that I'll sell anything, the way that you would sell print space.
Program,
Yeah, exactly. So sell the airtime, and that's when something that's worked. So sponsorship still holding really strong. Ticket revenue is largely going away because most people are making their events just like free to, attend or view.
Yep.
But one thing that has been really popular is people doing like meal deliveries or, wine deliveries or give goodie boxes,
wine deliveries,
and I've shipped wine and mezcal and, sleep masks and snacks and like all kinds of stuff literally all over this country. And people are super into that. So that's one way to kind of get some ticket revenue back.
Was there gift baskets with the pajama show?
They had sleep masks. Yeah, they had like
masks.
champagne and sleep masks and some
Yeah, exactly.
So great. Yeah. So that's a revenue point. So auctions are definitely working. I would say that live auctions or like larger ticket items are bringing in about 80% of what they would have at an in-person event because you just don't have the same momentum that you would if people are in the room. Like I'm seeing you, I'm bidding against you, but they are still working. And then your silent auctions, like those are still those are doing.
Silent auctions are doing great.
Silents are great.
And fund and needs are doing great.
And fund and need, yeah. I mean, like I said, I've had clients do as much as triple in their fund and need. So I think like overall, when you kind of put it all together, I'm still comfortable saying that most events are raising about 90% of what they would have in an in-person event. However, net is get bigger in almost every case. Yeah, because you still have to spend money on a virtual event to make it look good. Like they're not free, but you're spending so much less because you're not having to rent a venue and do catering and floral and decor and
even if you do catering, because I mean they need work too.
Right.
But even if you do catering, those costs are different in this environment.
I mean, I've done floral where people could do or you could buy your steak dinner for two, and if you'd also like a floral arrangement, that's been part of the delivery. Yeah, so
I think there was an idea that we were floating around, and we've talked to other vendors about that is kind of like table in a box, a tabletop in a box.
Yeah.
So it is floral, food, wine, just
photo booth props,
photo booth props.
I mean, I've plug in disco balls for an event that had like a dance party afterwards, or like photo booth props that then you have people take their photos and like send them to you, and then we put up a slideshow at the end of the thing.
Right.
So I think there's ways to get there. Like I think that they're working, and net revenue I feel like has been larger for almost every single event that I've done.
Completely agree.